Hey everybody, and thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of the Lakelands Football Show. I'll be your host, Sarah Spencer. Former host Jimmy had, something to do. Anyway, this is our special guest, math teacher at Saluda High School, Carrie Forrest.
Hi, shout out to all my Tigers.
Guys, you want to introduce yourselves?
Michael Christopher, sports editor. Jimmy decided he likes Zach Brown Band better than us. I don't know who would do that, but
I kind of get the draw.
Unfortunately.
Zach Brown's from my neck of the woods in Georgia.
Yeah, bad choice.
Oh, God!
I'm David Roberts. I'm a sports writer. I think Jimmy just went home to Dixie.
He just made it up.
I think he made it up.
He's just sitting watching this show right now. That's what he's doing. Anyway, let's move into picking some games. How about that?
Awesome.
So let's start with Aiken, 2-1, at Greenwood, 3-0. Carrie, who you got?
I think Greenwood's coming home with a win this week.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles are 3-0, so
yeah,
sounds like the right team.
Yep. They fumbled 4 times at Goose Creek, still won. So if they can clean that up and get it together, I think that offense will be really hard to stop. I got Greenwood. And by the way, they are inducting several members into their Hall of Fame. So they'll be doing that at halftime. So that's something to look out for if you're going to be there.
Awesome. All right, let's move on to Ware Shoals, 1-3, and Greenwood Christian, 1-2. I'll actually be at this game. You can follow me at Sarah_K_Spence. And I think, in my opinion, having watched both of these teams play, unless Ware Shoals can score over 70 points, unanswered points like they did last week in a row to come for a comeback win, I think Greenwood Christian is just a little too talented for this Ware Shoals team. Carrie?
I think Greenwood Christian is bringing it home.
Agree? Okay. Awesome. Moving on to Saluda. We don't care about them, right? Saluda, 2-1, and then Batesburg-Leesville, 3-1.
I know it's homecoming for Batesburg. I know they want us bad, but Saluda brings home the win.
She's not biased. That's just
I'm not.
That's just how she is.
How it is.
I don't know, Carrie. I hate to bust the speaker's special guest.
I'm glad I'm separated. I'm separated.
That's why we're separated. I think Batesburg-Leesville's got a lot of momentum going, and it's their homecoming. They got a lot to play for. I think it'll be a close game, but I think Batesburg just a little bit. Sorry, Saluda.
Guess we'll find out Friday.
Yes, we will. No tension at all here. All right, Spartanburg Christian versus Dixie. They're both 2-2.
I'm going to go with Dixie just because they're the home team.
Okay. Logic.
I'll sit in for Jimmy and say nobody beats the Hornets at home ever.
I got Dixie. In memoriam of Jimmy, Dixie wins.
Oh, man. Sentimental over here. All right, let's move on to Emerald, 1-3, versus Strom Thurmond, 2-1.
Thurman's got a really great team again this year. They always do. Thurman brings home a win.
I think I'm with you on this one. I've seen Emerald play a bunch, and I just think at this point they're trying to shift some players on offense, played a different quarterback last game. I think there's a little too many moving pieces, I think, to get a win over mighty Strom Thurmond. So I think I agree with you. So Southside Christian, undefeated at 3-0 versus Calhoun Falls at 1-1. Bounce it back to you.
Southside Christian, they've been fabulous for years.
Yes. They can run the ball, pass the ball, pretty multi-dimensional offense there.
They can do anything they want.
Yeah, they can.
Calhoun Falls is going to have the work cut out for them at home. Southside Christian can strike real quick, so I got Southside Christian.
Okay. So we got 96 at 0-4 versus Mid Carolina at 0-3. So something's got to give. What you think, Carrie?
I think 96 brings home a win if all their starters are there.
Okay.
96, 0-4. Think about that for a second. 96 wins big, 3 scores.
Whoa.
Yep. Book it.
Okay. All right.
Breakout party.
Interesting. So somebody's going to get a win. That's all we can tell you at this point for sure. Unless they tie like Abbeville did the other week.
No
All right.
ties.
All right. Lawrence at 1-2 at Boiling Springs, 3-0.
The Bulldogs bring it home. Bowling Springs is a really good team this year. They play in a tough region, but Bowling Springs brings it home.
Oh, yeah. 6th best team in 5A in South Carolina. Sorry, Lawrence, alma mater of Dylan Thompson gets it done.
You can't tell where he went to college, King. All right, so Abbeville, this is our game of the week. Abbeville 3-0-1 because they tied. And then Clinton at 1-2. What do you got?
Abbeville is, hands down, probably the best team in the state.
Wow.
They're impressive. Maybe not against those big 5A schools, but they're
Right.
impressive.
Okay.
Abbeville brings it home.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Abbeville, especially after a tie, you're going to have a lot of up-pent aggression wanting to get out after
Up pent up aggression. So then, it's going to be up.
So you want to go up and win the game. So we got Abbeville in this one.
All right. So thanks for tuning in. And next week, our special guest is going to be Sarah Sherwood, the mayor of Abbeville or something like that. So if you have any questions or comments, send them to sports@indexjournal.com, and we'll see you next week.